This is popular in Africa. On this edition, our focus is on the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA.
I am Dr. Dakuku Peterside. I'm the current Director General, Chief Executive of Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency.
In just 2 years, the management of NIMASA, led by Dr. Dakuku Peterside as the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, has turned this government agency to become the leading maritime administration agency in Africa, advancing Nigeria's global maritime goals, thereby living true to their vision. During a strategy session with Footprint to Africa, Dr. Peterside attributed their success to 3 easy steps.
We articulated a reform program called the NIMASA Medium-Term Growth Plan. It is a 3 to 5 years plan on how we intend to take NIMASA from where we are now to where we want to be, the leading maritime administration in Africa, advancing Nigeria's maritime goal. The second thing we did was to commence the process of automating our procedures in NIMASA. And by that automation, we hope to reduce human contact, which by implication will reduce corruption. That's why in the first 1 year of our watch here as Chief Executive, we're able to remit to the federated account 21 billion naira in 1 year. If you compare that to what had been remitted hitherto of about 3 billion, which is the maximum, you now know the difference. The other thing reform we did was to invest extensively in capacity building to give us the needed muscle to regulate the industry. In the capacity building, it's been 2-dimensional: internal capacity building, external capacity building. Internally, we've started a mentoring program where experienced persons in the agency coach upcoming and young regulators. We have also signed an MOU with the World Maritime University, wherein we train at least 5 NIMASA staff every year, earning a master's degree program in maritime regulation and other sub-entities in the maritime industry. The second one runs around the issue of capacity building. The third major reform is what we call the final billing system. Before now, those stakeholders who deal with us will have to contend with bills for over a period of 10 years. And so not knowing where they stand in terms of reconciling their bills with the agency. In a very short period, we've been able to establish a new regime, the final bill regime. And in the final bill regime, you are able within a fortnight to reconcile your accounts with NIMASA and close out your book of accounts. That's another major innovation we've brought. Then, in addition to that, we have also looked at the way we carry out our port state control, flag state control, and coastal state control. The port state control speaks to the fact that we inspect foreign vessels to ensure compliance with the minimal standard that is required by our country laws or municipal laws. Flag states are the vessels, ships that carry our flag, by extension carry our identity. Coastal states are those vessels that operate within our coastal waters.
Today, NIMASA is playing a leading role in Africa.
We've embarked on massive reform. We are playing a leadership role in the continent of Africa. As you are aware, NIMASA is currently holding the chairmanship of the Association of African Maritime Administrations in the entire continent of Africa. There is a 38-member organization. NIMASA is the current chair. We have recently signed an MOU with the Ghana Maritime Administration so that we could help them set up their cabotage system. We are at the verge of signing an MOU with the Sierra Leone Maritime Administration as well as the Gambia Maritime Administration. NIMASA is back again as leader of the pack in maritime administration in the continent of Africa. In addition, we have attracted more IMO training in the past 2 than we have attracted in the past 10 years of the existence of NIMASA. We are the first country in Africa to subject ourselves to the mandatory IMO audit scheme, referred to as IMSAS. And after the assessment, we are rated highly as one of those who are very compliant with IMO conventions, treaties, and protocols. In addition to that, under the ISPS code, International Ship and Port Facility Security Code, which is the baseline after the the incidents of 9/11 in the United States, there was international concern about using the seaports and vessels to perpetrate terrorism. Now, the ISPS code was issued by the IMO. Before the advent of the current administration, our compliance level ranged between 12% and 30%. Today, the compliance level of the country with the ISPS code is between 80 and 90%. For me, if you're in the industry, that's no mean feat. That's another area where we have done extensive reform. We are a country of reference in the area of what is referred to as marine litter. We've also recruited marine litter marshals to ensure that we raise awareness about the negative impact and consequences of marine litter. So that's another area where we have also taken a bold step. We have innovated. And in addition, you know that we are pushing for the early passage of the anti-piracy bill, which is before the National Assembly right now.
The agency's projection for the next 10 years is clear.
In the next 10 years, our vision is clear. We want to be the leading maritime administration in the continent of Africa, advancing Nigeria's maritime goals. That's the vision. It's very clear. We want to be number one in Africa. We're almost there. We want to be the hub. Let it be established that we're the hub of maritime activities in the continent of Africa. I think that we're doing that. We're in the right direction. We're investing in infrastructure. We are scaling our regulatory functions. We are also creating the right investment environment to attract investment within our country. That's one of the things we are looking at. We want to eliminate maritime security incidences, or what we call piracy and related maritime crime. To do that also, we are putting the right structures in place. We are investing in intelligence. We are investing in response capability of both our agency and our military partners in the Navy and in the Air Force. We're also looking at putting in place the right legal framework to ensure that we fight piracy. So we want to reduce maritime crime. We want to be the country with zero tolerance for substandard shipping. Let it be on record that by the next 10 years, we have had for 10 years running no incidents of substandard vessel calling at our port. What do we want to do? We want to be the only country with the clean ocean where you can do shipping and no incidents of marine pollution or even marine litter. We want to build the best workforce anybody can think of around. We want our people to be properly equipped, not just to serve as regulators, but again to advance the cause of the industry in the area of shipping, in the area of advancing, shipping contributing to the economy.
Dr. Peterside called on local and international investors looking for the return on their investment to partner with NIMASA, as the massive reforms carried out has created several opportunities to tap into.
The entire value chain in maritime industry, you can have PPP. Is it in the acquisition of vessels? We're doing a national fleet, and the national fleet is facilitated by government, but it's not going to be owned by government. Government will simply serve as facilitator. We're getting a core investor and getting private people to invest their funds. Government will provide opportunities for them to make money and of course contribute to the GDP of our country. So that's one, the area of ship acquisition. Now the other one is in the area of shipyard. We're already looking at collaboration with Nigerian Content Development Board. Whereas the Cabotage Act supports the building of vessels in country, that our people have not taken advantage of that for three simple reasons. One is the lack of a solid aluminium industry or steel industry. Steel is a major component of building ships. The other one is the cost of finance. The third is technical know-how. So how are we going to address that? Now, in collaboration with private people, we could start with them setting up shipbuilding factories in country here. And with that, we will commence the era of shipbuilding. Nigeria, amongst other nations, have the highest number of cabotage vessels in the continent of Africa. If this number of vessels are built in country, you can imagine the employment it will create. You can imagine the multiplier effect, not only in employment, in wealth creation and other benefits that will come with it. So that's another area in shipbuilding, is another area where we can do PPPs. Three is the fact of ship maintenance. So apart from shipbuilding itself, NIMASA is now on record. We are bringing in to the country the 5th biggest modular floating dockyard in the continent of Africa. With that, you will service all vehicles, we dry dock all vessels that operate within our coastal waters. Even vessels calling on our ports, you can service them and dry dock them in our country. Now, that's another area that is open for PPP. Now, again, aside from that, what of the cabotage vessels themselves? Now, the building of cabotage vessels is another area where we can do PPP. Aside from that, we also can talk, in fact, one of the human capacity elements, building of institutions where they train specialized seafarers that work in specialized areas in the oil and gas firm. We don't have enough training institutions in country. There are a lot of trainings that you can't do in country. You must go outside the country. Lately, we're doing in Japan, in Singapore. In training of certain aspects of seafaring, if we build those facilities in country, you can be sure that you have a huge potential for people to be trained. So we have a lot of areas that are open for PPP, and we're providing the right investment climate. We are open for business. The country is focusing on the ease of doing business to whittle down on the bureaucracy and bottlenecks encountered in the ease of doing business in our country. We are ensuring that we reform our regulatory system in such a way that is more competitive, more business friendly. That's why we are reforming our ship registry, the National Ship Registration Office, to make it more competitive, make it more business friendly. That's one area anybody can also partner with us. What of the ICT components of the industry? That's another area that is open for partnership. So we are reforming our National Ship Registration Office to make it easier for people to come in and leave the industry, leave our ship registration office. So that's what we are doing. So in terms of investment, we're open. We're providing opportunities for them to get the right information. We have a desk in the Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission, and we have a desk also in the One-Stop Investment Promotion Commission, so that you can get every information you need about Maritime. On our website, we have uploaded virtually every information you need and the cost of our services. You don't need to come down to Nigeria to know the cost of services. For peradventure, you need any information that has to do with the maritime industry. So we're providing the ambience, we're providing the right investment climate, we're providing the right environment, we're providing incentives for people to invest in our country.